Hello and welcome to the history of Babylon 5. Today's episode we're going to be covering the White Star class. We're also going to be dipping a little bit into non-canon. And here we go. The White Star class was a class of advanced warships maintained by the Anla'Shok. Utilizing Minbari and Vorlon technology, it served as the backbone of the Interstellar Alliance's fleet. They were manufactured at the Valen manufacturing point in the Minbari System. These ships were classified as a medium cruiser with a length of 475.6 meters, crew of 50, jump gate capable, and artificial gravity. Their weapons include 1 quantum discharge beam cannon, 2 neutron cannons, and 2 fusion cannons. Their defenses include magnetic discharge beams and Vorlon defense systems, and they had 4 Nile heavy fighters as their auxiliary craft. The first White Star was developed in secret by the Anla'Shok under the supervision of the Vorlon Ulcrest and the Chosen One Genemir throughout 2259. By November, the first batch of 3 prototypes were ready. Though they were only scaled-down fighter-sized White Stars, they were essential in the testing of the viability of adapting Vorlon and Minbari technology. Their first real test flight was a mission to prevent the Shadows from using the temporal rift in Sector 14. 3 of these fighters were piloted by the newly qualified Rangers, Marcus Cole, Catherine Sakai, and Jeffrey Sinclair, piloting the third. The mission was a success, though it did come at the cost of Ranger Sakai, whose fighter fell into a time distortion. In January 2260, the first full-scale ship was complete and presented secretly to Captain John Sheridan of Babylon 5. Though due to problems with the warrior class, the initial crew was almost entirely comprised of the religious caste. With the assistance of the worker class, a massive round-the-clock effort was begun to put the White Star class into full production, and by the end of December 2260, the rest of the White Star fleet had been completed, just in time to participate in the Battle of Sector 83. After the defeat of the Shadows, the fleet gathered at Babylon 5 for repairs and recrew. At that time, many Rangers replaced the religious caste as the crew of the vessels, and continued to do so as more trained personnel became available. The presence of the White Stars at the station became politically troublesome for Sheridan, as Earth President Clark spun the propaganda that these ships were to be used as an invasion force against Earth by Sheridan. The ships did serve as part of the Liberation Force, along with the Earth Force warships, and overthrew Clark. The White Stars were also used to escort Valen back and forth to Minbar, so she could coordinate with her caste in the civil war amongst the Minbari people. The White Stars served in an entanglement with the Droth when that species preyed upon commercial transports, including ships allied to the Minbari, and promised protection by the religious caste that the warrior caste no longer felt obliged to uphold. The Droth offered their services to Valen to assist on her side of the civil conflict, in exchange for a home within Minbari space. Their offer was a ruse to lure her into a trap that the Droth planned to use as revenge against the person that caused them to lose their previous home, Zahadum, and their masters, the Shadows. The White Stars destroyed the fighters and the heavy cruisers, which acted as a mothership to the group. After the Minbari Council was reformed and the civil unrest resolved, and the Earth Civil War ended, the Interstellar Alliance was formed and assumed ownership of the White Star fleet. Their primary duty was border patrol of the member territories and protection of the commercial shipping lanes. Their first big task as part of the ISA was to provide aid to the Infili people who requested help from the Alliance against raiders. President Sheridan dispatched all White Stars of the fleet to rendezvous with the Drazi fleet for backup. After learning that the Drazis were behind the raids, the White Stars moved in early, destroying the raiders and waiting for the Drazis to follow or admit their duplicity and relinquish control of the planet. Upon returning, the fleet engaged an unknown alien force that was scouting out Babylon 5 for possible invasion. The station was about to fall from the prolonged attack when the fleet arrived and cleaned up. These various engagements cost the fleet heavily in ships. They had been going up against full-size cruisers, destroyers, as well as fighters. Sheridan realized that the fleet would not last, and knew that the Minbari were not building replacements any longer. He convinced Valen to approach the Great Council and have them approve a joint production venture with the Earth Alliance to build destroyer-sized White Stars to supplement the fleet. The Minbari would supply technical specifications and advanced technology, and Earth Force would build and pay for the construction, also acquiring new technology for itself. These are one of the newest class of Minbari attack ships, whose duties have been delegated to the Rangers and the Interstellar Alliance. These were also the first non-Vorlon ship designed in cooperation with the Vorlon Empire, so they could incorporate features such as Vorlon bioarmor that would normally be found only on Vorlon ships. These ships were built to be both maneuverable enough to engage fighters and have the punch to take on capital ships when operating in groups. These were used as the predominant weapons in the Shadow War between 2259 and 2261, and proved themselves to be formidable vessels, taking on vessels many times their size and winning. This incredible performance is in part due to the advanced Vorlon components found in the ship, such as the bio-armored hull, which is capable of learning from experiences and adapting itself to better protect the ship in new engagements. This hull also gives the ship the ability to heal itself after it's been damaged. These ships are also capable of creating their own jump point into hyperspace without using a jump gate, giving these ships tremendous flexibility on the battlefield. After the White Star 1 proved a success, the Minbari began working around the clock to build a fleet of White Star ships numbering around 100 to 150 hulls. Thank you for watching the history of Babylon 5. Special thanks to the Babylon Project for all information you heard today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.